Y está la presión también.
Al estilo de Martín.
Que les guste y que disfruten de él.
Villarreal Football Club was founded back in 1931, and although they did not manage promotion to the first division until the turn of this century, they have made huge strides in Spanish football since then. The Yellow Submarine achieved a runners-up spot in La Liga a decade ago in the 2007-2008 season, and 2 seasons earlier they progressed to the last 4 of Europe's top competition. The East Coast club also hold the unusual record of being the side with the highest proportion of season ticket holders per capita of their city. During the first half of the last century, the city of Villarreal relied primarily on orange cultivation as their main source of income. Now it can proudly call itself the capital of Spain's ceramics industry and all the subsidiary sectors that it encompasses. Villarreal is located in the north of the Valencia region in the province of Castellón and has over 50,000 inhabitants. The closest airport is Valencia, which is 68 kilometers from the Estadio Ceramica, just down the coastal motorway, the AP7. There is also the option of the train, which travels from Valencia to Barcelona and goes through the city. In addition, there are regular bus services to and from Valencia. Villarreal does not have a huge selection of hotels, but the best option is the Hotel Circatel Plana Park, despite being more than 5 kilometers from the stadium. It is a modern complex located in a great place that is an easy tourist destination for both the coast and the inland parts of the Castellón region. It's reasonably priced at €60 per night. For a similar cost, there is also the Hotel Villarreal Palace, just 2 kilometers from the stadium, where a room costs €59 per night. If you're on a budget, equidistant to the stadium is a cheaper option at the Hotel Villarreal Marina Azul. It shares a spa with the palace, and you can get a room for just €47 per night.
Villarreal is a welcoming city that we look forward to sharing with everyone. You can enjoy our gastronomy and our natural location on the river Mijares, along with all the opportunities for business travel that we can offer. I would like to mention the sporting activities here, together with Burriana, that has a fantastic coastline where you can go surf kayaking, along with 69 other sporting activities that you can enjoy in our city. We have an equal amount of sports clubs, so you don't just have to come here to take in a football match.
I'm Vicente Gil, the archivist at Villarreal Town Hall, and I'm going to show you some places where you can learn a little about our city. We're in Plaza de la Vila, in the centre of Villarreal. Villarreal dates from the 13th century, when 4 main areas began to grow. This is the centre and the oldest part of the medieval part of Villarreal. The Mocha Tower is the last remaining site of what was medieval Villarreal. The tower gets its name from the fact that every time they put it up, it collapsed. And so it reflects the capacity of the city to constantly pick itself up in the face of adversity. The Villarreal archiprestal church, built in the second half of the 18th century, is the biggest of its kind in the region of Valencia. It was a collective effort built in the second half of the 18th century. We're in the Raval de Castellón, away from the old medieval part of the city. And behind me you can see the San Pascual Basilica, which you can't miss. Villarreal begins every season with a visit to this basilica, in the spirit of humility of a club that knows what it's like to be among one of the top sides in the Champions League or La Liga, a team constantly punching above its weight.
I'm Pau Torres, a Villarreal player, and I'm here in the Virgin de Gracia Chapel, which is a really important place for the people of Villarreal. It's a special place for the club. We come here every pre-season to train and to make an offering to the Virgin in return for good luck in the new season and to hope we achieve our objectives. It's also a special place for people who come here and get married or christen their children. People also come here for a stroll or a run on a daily basis.
In my mind, I know that I'll be by your side. 'Cause everything I need is you, and everything you need is me. Together we are stronger.
We make two offerings that day. One is to San Pascual Bailón, is the patron saint of the city, and the other one is here.
I am Marco Senna, a former player at Villarreal, and I'm currently linked to the club as Director of Institutional Relations. Now I'm going to show you the Plaza Mayor in Villarreal, where we celebrate the big occasions.
Just in front of the chapel we have the Termet restaurant, where I like to come with my friends in the summer, especially to have a drink and enjoy some jamón, which is particularly good here. Let's take a look. Hello, can I have an Aquarius and a tapa of your ham?
We have great food in this city that is helped by a number of good chefs who have developed a modern and innovative cuisine without forgetting the traditions of our ancestors.
I'm Chimo Abril, President of the Gastronomic Association and co-proprietor of Bir Bar, a Mediterranean Valencian-style restaurant. I call it a Valencia gastronomy space. Today we're going to prepare a typical dish from Villarreal, one that is popular with the working class, but is also now found in gourmet restaurants as well. Today we're going to make some rabbit with snails and white beans. Here we have some rabbits, and we're going to add some salt and pepper and give it a stir with some warm olive oil as well. When it turns golden, with that beautiful colour, I like it like that. We put in some onion, tomatoes, and a little twist for the snails is that we boil them with some thyme to give us a little taste of the mountain. Now, the white beans, which are from our garden here. And let's not forget some chili and some sweet chili powder to give it some colour. A little bit of white wine is always nice as well. Now that it's boiled a little, we've got rid of the alcohol and it makes for a nice bit of stock. We'll leave it about 40-45 minutes. We can always leave it to stew a little more if we need to. And this is the result. When they try it, they'll be reminded of Villarreal.
We are making a Valencian paella with chicken, duck and rabbit. Then we add some white beans, tomatoes and artichokes. The artichokes are in season this time of the year.
Hello, I'm Jaume Costa.
I'm Pablo Fornals.
And we brought you here to Villarreal to try one of the best paellas in the area, to a restaurant called Caldimoni. Let's go in.
Hello.
Hello, how are you doing?
Very good. Waiting for you so we can start.
Well, let's get stuck in, shall we?
Come with me. Here you have the artichoke and we can put that in the paella. Here we have the alcachofa and we can put it straight in.
Okay, perfect.
Now we put the rice in, make it a cross, like at home.
He knows what he's doing.
This is the most typical dish in this area. Our grandparents used whatever they had in the house to make paella. If we had chicken, then it was with chicken, or with pork or duck. Whatever there was in the house. I like to eat paella. If you ever go away, it's what you miss the most, and you always try to eat it when you come home.
He's not wrong there.
Now we can give it a blast of heat and we add some salt and that's that.
What do you think?
I think it's good. We could add a bit more salt. Depends on how salty you want it. Let's get to the table and eat. Now we just have to let it stew for a while, and it's ready to serve. All yours, Pablo.
The ceramic sector and all that surrounds it is the biggest industry in Villarreal, and it's what creates the most jobs in the area.
Palmesa Ceramica is the biggest ceramics manufacturer in Villarreal. In fact, it's the 7th biggest company of its kind in the world. Its plant is 74 million square meters, making it one of the biggest manufacturers on the planet.
With the profits from oranges, there was a bid to diversify the economy, which helped us to create the ceramics sector. Now we have both sectors, but the fruit industry is having a hard time due to the size of our lands, which are usually small holdings, but is still a sector that we can't just ignore, and we must try to innovate with new agricultural materials and find new uses for our oranges, like a new orange liqueur that everybody should try.
The process is based on pressing the mandarins and mixing that with the glucose syrup to make it more sugary. And nothing else. There is no secret. It's all natural and it's a handcrafted process.
Villarreal is a dynamic city. It's very industrial, but also surrounded by agriculture. And ceramics as well. I think these companies support us by sponsoring Villarreal, which helps the club, and of course, 20% of the population that are season ticket holders at Villarreal. The stadium is very attractive, and you get a good view of the match from wherever you're sat. And we have a great pitch on which we can play good football, which is the main aim of the club. And from playing good football, we try to win over more and more fans.
The club was competing in the second division, so basically it was an amateur club. When it became a private entity, things changed and they needed somebody who'd put things in order. I knew the old president personally, so he called me. At that time, I had a job that I wasn't completely comfortable with, and I wanted to work in football, so I accepted his offer.
Todos los clubes del Villarreal, a partir del Villarreal B.
All the Villarreal sides, starting with Villarreal B, work with an NGO, and they work with them on a permanent basis. What I mean is that they don't just go to a hospital to visit kids in winter during the festive period, but rather work with them every 2 or 3 weeks during the year. They work with children with learning disabilities, people with cerebral palsy, and others diagnosed with autism. I think we're doing a valuable job in that respect, as this will help our guys see and realise that life isn't just about football stars. Their lifestyles, their salaries, the type of boots they wear, or the colour of their tracksuit. Life is much more than that. Our academy work is a 10-year process, at least 10 years, I'd say. We have more than 100 kids from all over Spain, and some of them from different parts of the world. We also have approximately 40 to 50 kids in host families. So we've been working very well, bringing through great players, and we are a club that can say that most of our team are selected for the youth system at the national side.
Villarreal has a very special relationship with the academy. It takes a lot of hard work to become one of the best youth academies in Spain. We might not have the resources or facilities that Spain's big clubs do, but when it comes to competing and developing players for our first team, who then go on to compete at the highest level in both Spain and across Europe, we're definitely among the best. We pay special attention to players' individual goals. Every player has to develop, improve, enhance certain skills to become an elite footballer. So we focus on improving all areas and working with the players, their families and their agents as they form part of this process. We need cooperation from everyone to make sure we all move in the same direction. It's a big deal when a player makes his debut and does well. Xuca has recently made his debut and has been doing great. Ramiro Guerra has been playing really well. Raba has been doing amazingly. But it's true that on the day of their debut, you're as nervous as they are. You hope they do well because you want them to stay, because that's what we're working for. It's a very peaceful group of fans who come to the stadium to spend time with their family. We don't have any problems inside the stadium. We have an away section for visiting fans. Sometimes visiting sides fans can cause you problems, but we've always managed to avoid any type of conflict. Considering the fact that 20% of Villarreal's population come to the game, I think we have the highest percentage among other cities in this respect.
We're very proud to have a team like this. With a population of 40,000, we play in the first division.
Amun Villarreal.
Amun Villarreal. Endavant. Endavant Villarreal. Amun Villarreal. Amun. Endavant Villarreal.
¡Vamos, submarino!
Vamos, submarino. Vamos Villarreal. Vamos.
We're always passionate and always behind the team.
We are always here for Villarreal.
Vamos, submarino.
I feel butterflies in my stomach before every game.
Villarreal. Villarreal.
¡Avant Villarreal!
Endavant Villarreal.
¡Villarreal! ¡Amun Villarreal!
It doesn't matter that we come from a small town. We're always there fighting and giving our all.